Hey you guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you guys for clicking on this video and hanging out with me today. I actually got a comment on one of my videos if I could share a kind of like a grocery list of all the like categories on Whole30. If you don't know, I am just doing the Whole30 challenge with my husband. Whole30 inspired because we haven't been perfect. I've done Whole30 before and I do know what I'm kind of prone to being sensitive to, which is sugar-free products. I actually broke out in hives when I got rid of the sugar-free, fat-free, low-fat items. I literally broke out in hives. So I know it is that rather than like dairy. I'm not really sensitive to dairy at all. We wanted to do Whole30 really just to kind of change our palates, change our way of eating, change our habits. And it's so crazy because now certain things just taste so different. When you're immune to like always tasting like high sugary, high salt, saturated fat, just like processed foods, your taste buds are so out of whack. Like mine were so out of whack. So now when I have certain things, I'm like, whoa, like this is so sweet, like real foods. When I have like fruit or when I have like sparkling water, it's so satisfying to me. I used to hate sparkling water, but now since I've cut out all of the Diet Cokes and zero sugar Cokes and things like that, now my taste buds are just so different since I've cut that out. So it's just really fascinating, and that's another reason why we wanted to do it, obviously for our health, for fertility. You guys know my husband is on a fertility journey and I am too, but specifically we're trying to boost male fertility right now to get pregnant. So there's that, there's weight loss. We have lost weight. I don't know if you got, I feel like you could really tell today, like I really have just noticed a difference and my clothes are fitting a lot differently. I've lost 11 pounds. Joey's almost down 15 pounds. So weight loss is just a great added bonus to when you're eating well. My energy has literally skyrocketed. I've said this before for many years in my videos, I'm sure you guys have heard it, but I always say food correlates to my mood, to my mental health, to my energy, and it is so true. Food is medicine when it comes down to it, and it always has been for like generations throughout the history of us being here. Like food is medicine. So for me, I just was tired of feeling fat and sick, and I wanted to just feel really light and spacious in my body and just feel very vibrant. So I was like, let's do Whole30 again. We've done it before. I want to do it again. So I'm going to go over a list of categories that we go into the grocery store and we check it off the list. This is what you will kind of need. I'm going to give you like what's Whole30 approved and go about it like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, whether you're on Whole30 or not. Like you literally, this is just whole foods, real foods. You can do this if you're not on Whole30. Whole30 is just a little challenge that you want to get through. Once you're past the 30 days, you incorporate certain things back into your diet for a week and see how you feel. So after the 30 days, you'll incorporate dairy. And if you still feel absolutely great, then you're not sensitive to dairy. Then the next week, you'll bring in the sugar-free, you know, sweeteners and zero sugar drinks and all the stuff and low fat, fat free. If you're affected by that, then you know you're sensitive to that, and that's probably something you might want to avoid. And that's yeah, my experience. That is Whole30. I have some coffee here I'm gonna be sipping on. I do want to give a little disclaimer. For Whole30, we did decide to have a little bit of dairy. That's why I always say Whole30 inspired, because people get so fussy with me when I say like we're on Whole30, but I don't do nut milks. On Whole30, that is what you can have usually is like a nut milk. I do not like soy milk, absolutely not. It's so bad for your hormones, you guys. Please like look into it. And then I just don't like the taste of cashew or almond milk. I don't like it. The only milk I do like is coconut milk, coconut cream, and I do have a creamer recipe I'm going to share with you guys in this video. But my dad is allergic to peanuts, so I'm like, maybe I'm kind of like sensitive to nuts. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been tested for it, but yeah, I don't like nut milk. So I do half and half with my coffee. So let's get into this video, starting with our categories. We're gonna do proteins first because that's what I personally enjoy the most. It keeps me most like satisfied throughout the day. So protein is super important when you're trying to lose weight in general. Protein just really keeps you nice and full. So for us, our proteins are thinly sliced ribeye steak. We get that from Aldi and it is so good. So we love the thin ribeye steak. We love chicken drumsticks. I usually don't buy those, but they're so affordable and they're so good and they turn out so crispy. So chicken drumsticks with the skin. We do chicken thighs with the skin or without, whatever you prefer, but we do the skin. And then we do get chicken breast occasionally and ground beef. We love ground beef and salmon and shrimp. Those are our top like meat proteins. And then we also always get eggs. We eat so many eggs because it's just so easy. We do boiled eggs, we do sunny side scrambled. It's just like, you don't have to have eggs just for breakfast. You can have eggs throughout like your whole day. It's just so fast and so easy. So we always do eggs, and we got pasteurized eggs, which we usually never get. And then Sam's Club started carrying like pasteurized eggs for a really good price. So that's where we get our eggs and we love it. And then for our veggies, we do lots of greens. We try to stick to greens. So spinach, kale, asparagus. We love Brussels sprouts, even the frozen Brussels sprouts. We were eating those like every single day. And green beans, frozen green beans or fresh. A lot of times we honestly get frozen because it's just the easiest and it actually turns out really good. So we do frozen green beans and Brussels sprouts are, I'd say, our top 2 favorites. And then always, of course, lettuce, arugula, spinach. That's something we always add into our meals. And then for our fruits, we do lots of citrus, so oranges, we get limes, lemons. I like to put that all into my plain sparkling water. And then we do berries. We really don't do too much like banana. Sometimes we do banana. I heard that banana and ground beef is absolutely delicious, so that's something I'm gonna try out. But we really stick to apples, berries, blueberries. I'm addicted to blueberries. I can eat like 2 cups of that, blueberries a day. And strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. So those are our berries and our fruits. And then I would say for your drinks, that's probably what I struggled with the most was drinks. I just really, I knew I was kind of addicted to Diet Coke and like Coke Zero products. Like I knew I slightly relied on that so much, and sugar-free lemonade and sugar-free drinks. I live in Florida where it's really hot. I'm always thirsty. So drinks was probably the hardest thing for me to really figure out. But on Whole30, you can have 100% real juice. So if it's 100% pomegranate, 100% cherry, 100% tomato juice, you can have it. But you don't want to rely, they recommend that you don't want to rely on just the juice for your fruits and veggie intake, obviously. But I like to mix water and tomato juice and make a Bloody Mary mocktail with some olives and okra. Love it, pickled okra. And then Tabasco sauce, it's so good. And then coconut water is great. I add coconut water, like a cup, into a big thing of water, and I will down my water within like an hour. So that is a great trick if you're on Whole30 and you like coconut water. Get the big ones. Aldi has them for like $3, and you can add a cup into your water because you can have coconut water. And then we do the just Italian plain sparkling water, and I've actually really been enjoying it. It has no sweeteners. I just add the fruit juice to it. I do oranges, limes. I've actually done pear before, but it is so good. It's a little extra, but you save the juice and then you can add the juice to your drinks. You know, it probably lasts like 3 days for me, depending on how many I have. So that's the drinks. And then for like fats, avocado ghee. We've been cooking with ghee instead of like olive oil and butter. We've been doing like the ghee, and we really like it because it goes a long way. You only need like a very tiny bit to coat your whole pan, to coat your food, and it's just really good. And then for carbs, you can have carbs on Whole30. Like you can have sweet potato, you can have russet potato, golden potato. We typically just do like potatoes if we want a carb. I can say we do lower carb because Joey and I both just feel a little bit more sluggish when we have carbs, but a little bit of carbs for usually dinner. I usually don't have carbs for breakfast or lunch, but for dinner I do. And we stick to like Japanese sweet potatoes are really good, and golden little potatoes. So we'll have that. You cannot have any beans on Whole30, and that's something I actually kind of forgot. And I was having black beans, and I was like, I looked it up one day and I was like, wait, you can't have beans. I thought you could have like legumes and stuff, but you cannot have beans on Whole30. And then for condiments, you can do coconut aminos. If you usually do soy sauce, you'll want to switch to coconut aminos. If you use mayo, you'll want to switch to like Primal Kitchen mayo, or I think it's called Chosen Foods. That's what I have. The Chosen Foods mayo is Whole30. hot sauces without any honey or any sugars you can have. And then what else is a really good condiment that we've been loving? Oh, chimichurri sauce. I knew there was one. So we get this big tub of chimichurri sauce and olive oil at Sam's Club, and it is so good. We like coat our pork chops with it. That's something I forgot to mention. For protein, it's pork chops, but we like to coat the chimichurri onto the pork chops or chicken thighs, whatever, chicken drumsticks, and it is so good. And then we also do a vinegar, a little bit of chimichurri dressing with a little bit of lemon or lime, whatever you want, and we coat that on our salads, and it is so delicious. And then coconut milk, I really do like the canned coconut. So a really great creamer recipe is a can of the coconut cream, and then we do date syrup. Oh my gosh, by the way, we love dates. I don't know what category that is, but if dates are our favorite thing. I try to limit myself to like 2 or 3 of them because I can just go crazy with the dates, but that's a really good, if you have a sweet tooth, dates are great. But for that creamer, we do date syrup and then vanilla extract, and then you could do pumpkin spice seasoning or cinnamon, blend it in a blender, and it's so frothy and delicious. So that is pretty much everything you can have on Whole30. That's the list. I will leave a link of like the actual like breakdown list in the description box if you guys want to check that out. But I wanted to share what we actually get on Whole30. So that is pretty much our categories and our lists and our choices on this diet. And yeah, I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys, if you're on Whole30, stick with it. I promise you, just stick with it. It's really not challenging. Like the hardest thing for me was, like I said, like the sugar-free drinks and Diet Cokes. That was the hardest thing, but once you get past that, it's actually pretty easy and so enjoyable. I really feel like Joey and I have gotten so much closer since we've been on it. It's just so great to have your partner on the same journey, have the same goals, and it just makes the environment so much easier, especially since I've struggled with binge eating in the past and overeating. I feel like it's easier to make excuses for myself to eat a certain way that I don't really actually want to eat, but it's around me, so I just give into it. So it's just been absolutely wonderful, and I'm just so happy that not just that we started Whole30, but that we just chose to kind of change our lifestyle and really truly commit. Like, we're working so hard on just committing to this and knowing it's the right thing for us and for our fertility and just for our overall health. And I just think also, like, we all know, like, food, and especially like in the Western culture and food industry, is absolutely insane. It's honestly so sad. And we're all victims, most of us probably are watching, are all victims to just like junk food that's making us sick, and it drives me nuts. Like, it tastes so good, but like it's so not good for us. And I've always known that, but it's just addicting, and it truly is so addicting, and the formula in these foods are for that exact reason, to make it addicting, to make us want to buy it. So trying to reverse that, and since I've been eating like that for so long, it's going to take a little while, I think, to kind of adapt to this. But I can say I absolutely love it. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be. And also, don't be too restricting. Like, I don't like to have that whole like restriction and like bad and good. But I do like to restrict things that I know aren't going to make me feel good and that I actually don't really want. Like, when I really truly think about it, I'm like, I don't really want that. So I do like to just be real with myself and not restrict myself, but just be upfront and real with myself and honest with myself, and listen to my mind, listen to my head and my mind about like what I really want and how I'm going to get there. And there's certain things that I just cannot have, or don't want to have, not cannot, but don't want to have, because I know it's not gonna like progress me into the body that I really want and the health that I really want and the person I want to be. So that is kind of just a little update on Whole30 and my mindset on it, and then the food items I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you for asking about this video. I think it was a great video idea, and if you guys have any other videos you want me to do or want to share anything with me, let me know in the comments down below. Leave me a comment. Video ideas definitely help me out. It gives me some new you know, content ideas. So I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new and you just landed on this video. I would love to have you here on this journey. I share a ton of recipes and content and just my life with you guys, and you guys are truly like my best friends, and I just adore all of you so much. So thank you for all your support on the channel, the likes, the comments, it all adds up and means so much. So I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye guys.